Hello everybody, my name is Ryan or MandRproductions, and welcome to another LEGO list video, guys. In this LEGO list video, we're going to take a look at the top 18 most expensive LEGO Star Wars sets ever made, and let me tell you, they do get pricey. LEGO Star Wars actually has the most expensive set ever released in the line, so guys, make sure you stay tuned for number one if you don't already know what it is. Also, if you guys have anything to say, or if you have a suggestion for a future LEGO list video, leave in the comments section below, guys. I'll be reading. Alright, so now I can explain why we did top 18 instead of top 15, and that's because the first 6 sets on the list are all the exact same price, and that's $200 US. And I will also say this, that this video is solely based off the US dollar price, and I know in Europe and other countries the price fluctuates on some of these sets, so it might not be accurate depending on what country you're in, but at least in the United States, these are the most expensive sets in order. Anyway, guys, I couldn't leave like 3 of the sets off the list that cost the exact same set as the other 3, so I went ahead and expanded it to top 18. So with that being said, guys, the 18th most expensive LEGO Star Wars set ever made is the 75144 UCS Snowspeeder. This was released in 2017, again for $200 US, with 2 minifigs, 1,703 pieces. It's a very neat set with a lot of cool little details. It was actually a re-release of the earlier UCS Snowspeeder from back in 2003 or 2004, I believe. So this set is actually the 2nd generation UCS Snowspeeder, but it is amazing. I love it at the $200 price point. Moving on to number 17, the 75095 UCS TIE Fighter included the TIE Fighter pilot with 1,685 pieces for $200 US. And I mean, this is just another amazing UCS model. The $200 range of UCS models just works so great. That's why there are so many of them right now. Next up at number 16, we have the UCS Slave 1 75060. Included a great array of minifigures, including a amazing exclusive Boba Fett with lots of printing. You also had Han Solo and Carbonite, a Bespin Guard, and a Stormtrooper. This is one of my favorite UCS models, actually. It has some of the best design features on any UCS model I think I've ever seen. It just works so well. It's shaped so well. The color is so right on this set. They did a great job with the stickers as well. So a great set overall in there at number 16 on the most expensive list. Cracking our top 15, the 10240 Red 5 X-Wing Starfighter included 1,559 pieces and the sole minifigure of R2-D2. Unfortunately, it didn't include like an exclusive Luke Skywalker with his Rebel pilot suit, or just an exclusive Rebel pilot in general would have been cool to get with this Red 5 X-Wing, but we did not, so that was kind of a shame. But 1,559 pieces for $200 US was pretty fair. And again, this is one of the better UCS models, although I do not own it. I own the previous ones that we just talked about, but I don't own this particular one. But it's just such a nice model. It's very detailed. It was another 2nd gen UCS model based off of an earlier UCS model. Very, very much upgraded, though. It looks so much better than the original version. So that's the 10240 X-Wing. Next up at number 14, we have the 10227 B-Wing Starfighter, and this actually has the lowest piece count of these $200 sets with 1,487 pieces. But the reason it also costs $200 is because it uses such large pieces, and I think it's totally a fair price. You can definitely see it's got to be worth it. I mean, even the cockpit itself is just huge, and everything on the set is so upscale. It works so well. It's a great UCS model overall. I think LEGO really missed an opportunity to include a really cool exclusive B-Wing pilot like they've done with like the TIE Fighter pilots and the Snowspeeder pilots in the more recent $200 UCS sets, but back in 2012 when this thing was released, they hadn't really done minifigs with UCS sets that much, so we did kind of miss that boat. Now, rounding off our first 6 $200 UCS sets, we have the Rebel Blockade Runner with 1,747 pieces, released in 2001 for $200 US. But with inflation, this will be a little bit closer to $300 US today, so do take that $200 with a grain of salt. This is a $200 set about 15 years ago, so you do have to keep that in mind. But again, it's a really cool one. I would definitely have bought it for $200 if it was out today. So that's the first 6. That is up to number 13 we are now. So the Rebel Blockade Runner, a very cool $200 UCS set from back in the day. On to number 12, we have the 75098 Assault on Hoth, which a lot of people say is overpriced, but I kind of disagree. 2,144 pieces with 15 minifigures for a $250 set is pretty good. This set is basically bringing together a bunch of other Hoth sets and making it into an all-in-one set, which I think is great. The one complaint I have about this set, and I know this isn't quite the video for complaints, but if you're going to make a set $250 and it's supposed to be a UCS Ultimate Collector Series set, why is the shield generator only have 3 little shield sections when in the movie it has 4? I mean, they're supposed to be accurate to the movie in UCS sets, I feel like, and they really kind of dropped the ball on this one. So that's that. It's kind of an all-in-one set for Hoth. Very, very cool. On to number 11, we have the 10236 Ewok Village. It was also $250 for the lower piece count of 1,990. It included 17 minifigs, and again, this tree house is a treehouse, Ewok Village, I guess. I think it's based off an old Kenner toy, and I think they did a wonderful job with it. They have so many little details on this set, including little mushrooms around the base of the tree. They also have the Ewok using the Scout Trooper helmet as a drum, which is pretty awesome. So lots of little things on this set, which make it a very complete and cool set. I don't want to go too into details on these as we're just kind of looking at their prices. Next up, cracking our top 10, we have the 101.95 Republic dropship with ATOT Walker from 2009. This was another $250 US set with 1,758 pieces. It had 8 minifigures, 2 of which were Clone Wars clone pilots, and the other 6 being regular clone troopers to basically have in the back of your ATOT. So you could connect up the ATOT to the Republic dropship and have it drop out and take it places and land and then fight your fight against the Separatists. So one of my favorite LEGO sets of all time for sure. Speaking of my favorite LEGO sets of all time for sure, my ultimate favorite LEGO Star Wars set of all time is the number 9 on this list, 10212 Imperial Shuttle. It cost $260 upon its release with 2,503 pieces, 5 minifigures, including Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker, so pretty darn awesome figures in this one. It had a great little cockpit area. I mean, it's just one of the most detailed and most well-designed LEGO Star Wars sets, I think, in my opinion. $260, definitely a fair price. On to number 8, we have the 10143 Death Star 2. It's a UCS model with 3,441 pieces. According to Bricklink, it was $270, but I believe it retailed for $300 when it was in stores, so something is wrong here, I think, but $300 or $270 doesn't really change its place on the list. But at number 8, we have the Death Star 2, an amazing model. Number 7, the 10030 Imperial Star Destroyer from 2002. This was another $300 UCS LEGO Star Wars set. 3,104 pieces, a very awesome LEGO Star Wars UCS set. I absolutely love this one. It's huge, $300, totally worth it. Moving on, we have the 75059 UCS Sandcrawler from 2014. This thing also cost $300, but it did include 3,296 pieces. This absolute monstrosity also included 14 awesome minifigures, including iconic classics such as C-3PO, R2-D2, and Luke Skywalker, among quite a few Jawas. So a pretty darn awesome LEGO Star Wars set for the $300 price point. I think this is one of the cooler LEGO Star Wars UCS sets that you could get, even though it's kind of a one-off thing that we don't see that much in the movie, but it just kind of plays such a role in meeting C-3PO and R2-D2 that I think it was totally worth LEGO making for such a high price. And now that we're into the top 5, the 5th most expensive LEGO Star Wars set ever released is the 10221 Super Star Destroyer. This thing cost $400 when it was released in 2011, had 3,152 pieces and 5 minifigures, including Darth Vader, IG-88, Bossk, Dengar, and Admiral Piet. So a very great minifigure selection. Again, $400, definitely on the expensive side for 3,100 pieces, considering the Sandcrawler had 3,300 pieces for $300, but I think this one was totally worth it. It had lots of large panels, which is probably the reason for the higher price, and it looks amazing. It's a classic UCS set. I mean, it just screams collector's item. It looks great. It is obviously from the original trilogy, so it does sell well for people that liked the original trilogy. Obviously, this one is kind of long retired, but I definitely used to like looking at this one on the shelves. Moving on, number 4, the 10188 Death Star from 2008. This thing also cost $400 and included 3,803 pieces and 24 minifigures. It was one of the greatest LEGO Star Wars playsets ever released. Of course, because it was one of the greatest ever released, it was re-released in 2016, and the price went up $100. Okay, that's right, the number 3 set on the list is the 75159 UCS Death Star from 2016, and it had 4,016 pieces and up to 27 minifigures. So this set is the exact same as the previous model, maybe just a little bit upgraded, updated in different areas, and then of course a few new minifigures with updated prints and everything. So this Death Star, of course, $500 at number 3 on the list, as opposed to the previous one that was $400. That's the big difference between the two, essentially. And then there were 2, and if you don't know the 2, you're definitely not going to be surprised. The 10179 Ultimate Collector Series Millennium Falcon, of course, at number 2. $500 upon its release in 2007 with 5,197 pieces, making it, at the time, the biggest LEGO set ever. Included 5 minifigures: Luke, Han, Leia, Chewbacca, and Obi-Wan Kenobi. So a great minifigure selection with the, at the time, biggest LEGO Star Wars set ever. Amazing, $500, and that was a short-lived set. I think it retired just a couple years later. But then there was one very expensive LEGO set the most expensive LEGO set ever released, and of course, obviously also the most expensive LEGO Star Wars set ever released, the 75192 UCS Millennium Falcon from 2017. This thing is an absolute monstrosity. I did own this thing for a little bit. Had 7,541 pieces, 8 minifigs, including what at the time were very exclusive Porg minifigures. You also got a classic Han and Leia, a very exclusive Han and Leia, I should say. You also got a very cool brick-built Minox, C-3PO, Chewbacca, Finn, Rey, and BB-8, as well as older Han Solo. So a great minifigure selection, definitely worth the $800, I would say. It's one of the coolest LEGO sets ever made. It's very, very awesome. So that is the most expensive LEGO Star Wars set ever made, guys. If LEGO was going to make a more expensive set, what would it be? If LEGO was going to make a $1,000 LEGO Star Wars set, what would you want it to be? If you were going to have to pay, you're forced to pay $1,000 for a LEGO Star Wars set, what are you going to pay $1,000 for? Give me a reasonable answer, guys, in the comment section below. I'm curious what you think. Honestly, I'll give you my answer now. It would probably be like an AT-AT. That would be one of the couple things that you could really sell me on paying $1,000 for from LEGO Star Wars. So let's hope we don't get any more $800 sets all that soon, because all of us will be broke probably. So thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, of course, leave a like. Again, leave your comment down below. What would you spend $1,000 on from LEGO Star Wars as a LEGO Star Wars set? Let me know, guys. If you're new to the channel, of course, consider hitting that subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next video. Check out one of these two videos on the screen if you haven't seen them yet. Peace out.